Waterfalls are more than water in motion. They are the earth's breath made visible, her song echoed across stone. Where rivers leap from the edge of resistance, waterfalls are born. They are neither beginning nor end, but the sacred moment between. Waterfalls are more than water in motion. They are the earth's breath made visible, her lungs exhaling memory and time. They are the voice of stone softened by patience, the sky descending in liquid rhythm. Where rivers meet resistance and refuse to stop, they do not shatter, they leap. And in that leap, waterfalls are born. A waterfall is not a beginning, it is not an end. It is the sacred moment between surrender and continuation. It is the instant where water forgets the path it came from and gives itself fully to the plunge, trusting that it will find shape again below. They do not ask permission from the cliff, they become the cliff's purpose. They transform gravity into grace. They do not fall, they offer themselves to the pull of the earth and become beauty in descent. Listen closely and you will hear that no waterfall ever says the same thing twice. Its voice is a chorus of raindrops gathered across centuries, speaking the language of erosion, of renewal, of impermanence. It says, even what crashes down is still part of the river. It says, descent is not defeat, it is revelation. In their roaring fall is the silence of becoming. In their mist is the memory of clouds. They are the link between storm and stream, between glacier and grove. They carry the sky to the soil and baptize the rocks along the way. Waterfalls remind us that to flow is not always to glide. Sometimes flow demands collapse. Sometimes movement means surrendering to a force greater than direction, a gravity deeper than logic, a path that only appears once you have already leapt. To stand before a waterfall is to witness courage made beautiful. It is to see what happens when motion stops resisting itself, when water becomes freedom and the plunge becomes praise. They are more than nature's spectacle. They are earthborn parables, stories told in liquid form. They tell us that transition is holy, that thresholds have power, and that to fall may be the only way to continue the journey without forgetting your source. So let the waterfall speak. Let it carve a path through your certainty. Let it remind you that you too are allowed to collapse, to cascade, to lose your form for a moment. As long as you remember, you are still water. You are still going forward. And you are still somehow rising. They descend from mountaintops and shadowed cliffs, hidden valleys and ancient glaciers. Some fall in silence, gentle as feathers. Others roar like thunder, relentless in their truth. But all speak the same language, the rhythm of descent, the poetry of gravity, the memory of rain. In places untouched by time, water pours over stone, carving stories line by line. What begins as a stream becomes a symphony. Moss gathers at their edges. Light dances in their spray. Rainbows bend to their breath. The world hushes where waterfalls speak. They are the pulse of the wild, the heartbeats of forests, the lungs of mountains. They give more than beauty, they give life. In their mist, seeds take root. In their roar, birds sing. In their shadows, animals drink and spirits rise. And yet, for all their might, waterfalls are moments of surrender. The river does not resist the fall, it becomes it. There is no violence in its descent, only trust. Trust that in falling, it will continue. That in letting go, it will become more. Many have stood before them and wept without knowing why. Others have climbed to reach them, only to fall silent. No language holds them, no word captures them, but every soul recognizes their song. Some believe that spirits live within the falls, that mist is memory made flesh. Others say that waterfalls are tears of gods, flowing endlessly through the heart of the earth. Behind their veils, dreams gather, whispers are carried, time folds. They are sacred places, not because of what we build around them, but because of what we feel beside them. A waterfall does not care for temples, but it creates them in the soul. In every land there is a word for waterfall, and yet none do them justice. They are named, but never known, measured, but never mastered. Each one is unique, and yet they all tell the same story of movement, of transformation, of flow. To the traveler, they are destination. To the seeker, they are symbol. To the weary, they are sanctuary, and to the wild, they are kin. Even when unseen, they shape the land. Even when unheard, they alter the air. Their power is not always in their noise, but in their presence. In art, they are captured as curves and currents. In music, they become crescendos. In film, they hide paradises and reveal truths. Wherever we find them, they make the world feel both bigger and closer. They remind us that descent is not defeat, that falling can be graceful, that letting go can be beautiful. In this way, waterfalls mirror life itself. Moments of stillness, moments of surrender, moments of splendor. Life does not always rise. It falls, it flows, it becomes, just as water does. You may pass one and never see it again, or you may return to the same fall 100 times and find it different each day. That is their gift, to remain but never stay the same. And so we listen, we sit beside them, we build paths to find them, we write about them, we dream in their rhythm. For waterfalls do not ask for worship, they offer wonder, not for us alone, but for the world they nourish. And if you ever feel lost, go to where the water falls, not to escape the world, but to hear it again, to hear what it once was, to feel what it still is. Because somewhere, always, the earth is speaking, and when it does, it sounds like falling water.